Hello everyone. Today we have a problem from time, speed, distance in which we'll be dealing with the meeting points of few bodies that are moving on a linear track. We'll learn it by solving a question. The question is, two people Sid and Kid at a speed of 30 and 20 meter per second start from the same end A of a linear track AB and keep running to and fro for infinite time. They meet for the first time at a point 20 meter from B. If AB is 100 meter, find out their first, second, third, fourth meeting point. So here we have a linear track which is of length 100 meter. So this track is AB. We have Sid and Kid, both are starting from end A. They are moving towards the right side. We have been given their speeds 30 and 20. So speed ratio of Sid and Kid, it will be 3:2. Now in question, based upon these meetings, mostly there are two cases. First case is when all the bodies, they are moving from one end only. Another case is when bodies are approaching each other from opposite ends. So here we are dealing with the first case, which is both the bodies, all the bodies are moving from the same end. So this is the case we are looking at. Once this is done, we'll look into the case when bodies approach each other from opposite direction. We have been given that they meet for the first time at a point 20 meter from B. So let this be that point. This will be 20 meter, this distance. So this is the point of first meet. Now we have a shortcut here. What will we do? On every meeting, we will calculate the total distance traveled by both the bodies. And then by using the speed ratio, we will individually find out the distances they have traveled. And according to that, we'll be determining their position from points A and B. So what am I saying? This is the case that we have moving from same end. I said that we are using a shortcut. In this case, whenever bodies are moving from same end, always the meets would occur at 2D distance. The first meet, it would occur at 2D distance. That means when both the bodies together travel 2D distance. Then second meet would occur at 4D distance. This is the total distance that will be traveled by both the bodies together. Then third meet would occur at 6D distance. Similarly, 8D, 10D, 4th, 5th meet would be occurring at those distances. All the distances that I am talking about, these are traveled by both of them together. Now what is D here? D is the distance between the points that are separated. Like here we have A and B, distance between them is 100, so we'll be using D equal to 100. This case is applicable when bodies are moving from the same end. Now there might be questions in which you'll be given that not both the bodies are starting together, like the second body would start 1 or 2 hours after the first one. So in those questions, what you have to do is you have to bring both the bodies together at a particular time, then you have to use this. We'll be solving some examples related to that later on. For now, I hope this is clear when bodies are moving from the same end. So here, first meet would be occurring at how much distance? 2D. That means 2 into 100. That means the total distance traveled by both the bodies when they meet for the first time, it would be 200 meter. Now out of this 200 meter, A and B, they would have traveled different distances because speed ratio is 3:2. So the total distance that would have been traveled by A, distance by A, it would be 200 into the ratio of Sid here. A is Sid, it is 3. So 3 by total ratio, which will be 3 by 3 plus 2, that means 5. So Sid would have traveled total 600 by 5, that means 120 meter. Let me make it S over here, distance by Sid. Similarly, if I find out the total distance traveled by Kid, it would be how much? Ratio of Kid is 2 over here, so 2 by 5. 200 into 2 by 5, which gives us 80 meter. So what does that mean? Sid came from here, he has traveled 120 meter. That means he would have gone to B, touched B, and then returned by 20 meter. So this is the point where Sid is after traveling 120 meter. In the same time, Kid would have only come 80 meters to this point. So this is their meeting point. I hope it is clear now. So in the question we have been asked, find out their first meeting point. So if it is asked related to B, we will say 20 meters from B. If it is said, find it out in relation to A, then you will say 80 meters from A. I hope that is clear. Now let us understand why they traveled 200 meter before meeting for the first time. Let me write down their first meeting point. It will be 20 meter from B. I will be writing distance from B, so this is the first one. Let me remove this. Now why are both these bodies traveling equal to 200 meter when they are meeting for the first time? You have to visualize this in your mind. See, we have a car which is traveling at 30 kmph, another car traveling at 20 kmph. So very clearly we can say that the car which is traveling at 30 kmph, it will definitely reach first at B. The second car which is traveling at 20 kmph, it would not reach B, it would be somewhere here in between. We do not know exactly where, but it would not have touched B. Now as soon as this car A touches B, it would return, because these cars haven't met for the first time. So when A returns, A starts returning from here, car 2 would still keep traveling towards B. So both of them, they will gradually approach each other like this, and somewhere here they would meet for the first time. If I say that this distance is x, then the remaining would be 100 minus x. So how much did A travel? A traveled total 100, it touched B, then it returned from there and traveled x more. How much did B travel? B traveled only this 100 minus x. So 100 minus x. Now if I calculate the total distance traveled by both A and B, it would be 100 plus x plus 100 minus x, which would give me 200, which is nothing but 2D. So that is why I am saying when both bodies start moving from the same end together, when they meet for the first time, they will cover 2D distance. Similarly, for the second meet, they will cover 4D distance, then 6D. I hope this is understood. This is very important, because then you won't have to remember this 2D, 4D, 6D every time. Now let us talk about the second meeting point. It would be at 4D, 4 into 100, that means 400. How much would A travel? A will travel 3 by 5 of this, which would give me 1200 by 5, that means 240 meters. And B will travel 400 into, that means Skid will travel 400 into 2 by 5, which gives me 160 meter. Now where will be A after traveling 240 meters? That means Sid will first go here. He has covered 100 meters. Now he'll come back. He has covered 200 meters till now. He'll again go back and cover 40 meters. So this would be that point. This distance would become 40 meter. So if you want to answer, you can answer from, like in relation to A or B. This distance would be 60. So if you want to answer from B, they will meet for the second time at 60 meter from B. So second would be 60 meter from B. I hope this is clear. Or if you want to answer in terms of A, you can say 40 meter from A. So I hope this is understood. Let me show you once more. So 600, this is for the third meeting. 3 by 5, that means this would become 360 meters. So if I want to answer, first of all, I'll have to find out where will A be after traveling 360 meter. See, first of all, A will start from here. He'll reach B. He has covered 100 meters. He'll again come back, reach A, that means he has traveled 200 meters now. He'll again go back towards B, that means he has traveled 300 meters. He'll again come back. How much? 60 meters, because we have to make him travel 360. So this distance is 60 meters. So you can say, so that means if they meet for the third time, they would meet at 60 meter from B. Or if you want to answer in terms of A, it would be 40 meters from A. Now I hope you can calculate the fourth meeting point. We'll now discuss what if the bodies are traveling in opposite directions. So now we are talking about the case when they will travel in opposite directions. So let us assume that one body is here, one body is here. When will they meet for the first time? See, A would travel like this, simultaneously B will also travel like this. They'll keep approaching each other, and somewhere in between they will meet. So how much distance did they travel together to meet for the first time? It was D only, because D is 100, so both of them traveled 100 meter together to meet for the first time. So for first meet, they will be traveling distance D. Now from this point, they will cross each other. So after crossing, A would keep traveling in this direction and then he'll return, while B would keep traveling in this direction and he would also return. So if you complete this path like this is nothing but 2D, because we have two lines of 100 meter. So that means after the first meet, when they cover D together, if they cover 2D more after that together, it would be the point of their second meet. So first meet would occur at distance d, second would occur at d plus 2d, that means at 3d. Similarly, if I ask you when would the third meet occur, it would be nothing but d plus 2d which gives us 5d. So that is how we have to deal when they are traveling in opposite direction. So I hope the concept is clear. This is not a very tough problem. If there is any doubt, please comment. Thank you.